Sorry, Gwen. But I go back. I think of the first time I met John. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I was getting some crazy Northwestern rag. But the big announcement, they signed two big studs from Barrington, John Traut and Paul Tickey.
We do everything like that.
And I'll never forget, though, I was picturing who these guys are, and I was a first baseman, and I read that these guys were pitcher/first baseman, okay? Very first day at Northwestern, I'm in an elevator, and there's a big, tall, blonde guy, and a brown-haired guy. You got a box-like shape. I'm thinking now, this might be the two I read about. And
Tell us more about the blonde guy.
and sure enough, I looked at the two of these guys, they're looking at me, and I looked at them and said, you guys are from Barrington, aren't you? Yeah. That's a attitude test they got. Yeah. In unison, I looked at both her in the eye and I said, stay away from first base. If I wouldn't have said that at this stage on Traut, I would not have made the major league. Because it goes into another story when one day we were playing baseball down in Florida, and coach, for some inexplicable reason, said, hey, John, why don't you DH this game? DH means designated hitter, which means he gets the hit. So he batted third, and I batted my customary fourth slot. And Johnny struck out 4 times that game. I swear to God, he struck out 4 times. Coach takes me aside and said, look, I didn't mean to do this to Traut, but I'm embarrassing the hell out of him. You went up, you strike out. You strike out 3 times. Bend over backwards for this guy. Johnny, remember the time we got kicked out of our hotel room one night? And he was pitching the next day. And we had no place to stay, and we go in this seedy little nasty hotel. Now, if you can picture a guy named Pigpen in the Peanuts comic strip, we had a catcher who was just like, the guy smelled all the time, he's sweaty, he's nasty. What does that have to do with anything? Well, they put 3 guys into a room, and it was me, Traut, and this Pigpen character. And Trouty looks at me and he says, there's only 2 beds. Trouty looks at me and he says, I get to sleep alone. I said, why? He says, I'm pitching tomorrow. I slept with a guy who caught a doubleheader that night and left his clothes on for him. I didn't do that. It's not in the major league. And, we all make our sacrifices. Susie is making her sacrifice, because let's face it, the guy's still got a box shape, only a little larger. He's losing his hair, for Christ's sake. I think it's all transferring to his back. Well, my toast is, if I had a drink, is to Susie, really, because Susie, welcome to the baseball family and this whole family here. We think you're absolutely the best, and best of luck, and we're really happy for you and John. So.
I'm going to put the music to the poem that John's in. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, John Wilkins.
Yes, I was up for the beans.
Watch your head.
I really don't have any stories that would embarrass you other than involving Band-Aids, but... To New Jersey for you and for Susie, and it's pretty special to see a lot of friends from college and high school, and I'm starting to cry. From your workplace and from Germany, I mean, all over the world.
In the neighborhood.
And, yeah. Neighborhood. Wasn't very good. Thanksgiving. We were
Yeah, no, I all goddamn turkeys.
Thank you very much. You look at a lot of the people here and they all come together as kind of a quilt. There's a patchwork of different people from different parts of your life. And I'm one of those patches, and Julie is one of those patches, and I know both of us think a great deal about you, and I'm sure everybody else in this room does too. And Susie, the same for you, and our quilt of friendship and familyship and whatever it might be. We all love you, and cheers. Good luck.
All right, we need an upbeat one. Yeah. Ready? The beauty of a marriage is that each person brings their talents and their personal characteristics into it, and when they get together, they feed off each other, and they make each other grow and mature and become as a unit much stronger than they were individually. And Susie I've met and just thought, what a lovely gal, just a terrific gal. But I don't know any embarrassing stories about her. I don't know much about her background. Trouty, I can talk about. The unique things about Trouty are his generosity, his courage, his kind of zest for life. And those qualities are exemplified in some of the things that I witnessed him go through in college. Generosity, sensitivity. I remember a 9-year-old boy, big Wildcat baseball fan, and whenever John Traut would pitch, that 9-year-old boy would be up at the stadium watching him play. And the kid was born with bad foot, and he was never going to play baseball. But he looked up at Trouty, and I went to every game, and Trouty didn't really know it, but you'd hear this lone voice crying for him out in the crowd. And over the course of the season, I think somebody reminded John that this kid was there to play for him and watch him play, and that he was his personal hero. And at the end of the season, when they were supposed to turn the uniforms in, Trouty autographed his uniform and gave it to that 9-year-old kid. Wait a minute. That was sticky. I went out with his sister. I'm sorry. The one I wanted to tell was, through a distant relative, that another distant relative was in need of a kidney. And John, having two of them, two functioning kidneys, decided to cancel his entire spring break, be flown to Seattle, Washington, and gave one of his kidneys. Unbelievable. Torture. I went to the young boy lived. Jonathan, here he is, one kidney. John, leading a full life. That wasn't you, Okay, sports. I'm sorry. I definitely got one for sports. I remember John walked on the basketball team, playing against his home state, Indiana, Bryan Stadium, throws in 17 points and hits one at the buzzer to beat the team that never recruited Indiana University under Bobby Knight. That's Johnny Key. I'm sorry. That was you. I got the video today. You begged the one of those. The real reason I don't have any raunchy story to tell is because I wouldn't tell them in good company. But Jonathan is truly, he's not a repository of those kind of stories, because in everything that I have witnessed him do, he has done it with utmost class.